and it had Val Kilmer as the voice of Kit.
It was not.
It was terrible.
No, it did not exist.
Okay.
No.
Well, for something that didn't exist, I got into the third episode.
In 2008, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible. So the reboot failed. I mean, the original Hasselhoff series, if you watch it now, it's pretty dire. But in its day, it was
even now. It's not dire. It's as dire as Red Short program Baywatch.
Yeah.
But it's fun. But as long as you realise what it was aimed at, it's tongue-in-cheek fun.
Yes.
So it's still okay, but yeah.
Okay, but the rumour is that they are looking to reboot it. It seems that the Weinstein Company have got the rights to Knight Rider, and they're planning to take it to the big screen. Now, I think Knight Rider as a big screen movie, I think it could work. Mm-hmm. And they're currently looking... Now, this is the strange thing. Chris Pratt as Michael Knight. Now, that's fair enough, because you've seen him in the Guardians of the Galaxy. He looks very physical, he's big, he's buff.
If we talked about this 3 weeks ago, we'd have gone, no.
That's very true. But he looks the part. I can see him as Michael Knight now, but the man that they're looking for to voice Kit is Danny McBride. Now, I hate and love Danny McBride.
He was quite funny in This Is the End.
I hated that movie.
Oh, but I love the fact that they didn't take themselves seriously. It was no self-reverential treatment in it.
Yeah.
And what they did with Channing Tatum was worth it.
Yeah. No, there was some very funny bits.
But it was appalling.
But, I mean, McBride is a legend in Eastbound and Down. Have you watched Eastbound and Down? I mean, he's such a horrible... It's toe-curlingly awful TV.
That's what I've heard.
But deliberately so.
Because he's a stunningly good actor.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
He's an arrogant little prick.
Yes.
Anyway.
Or does he play himself in it?
Completely. Completely himself. And you're screaming at the TV. There are scenes where you're literally screaming at the TV. No, don't do that!
Yeah.
You know? But it's so good and it's so awful, but it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But I actually thought when I heard Danny McBride, I could see him as Michael Knight because of the curly hair.
I'm thinking of Chris Pratt with a wig. That's all he needs a black wig that maybe slips.
Maybe Danny McBride's only in it for his hair.
But he'll be a voice.
But maybe he's given his wig.
Oh, okay.
See?
He's got a wig. I thought it was his hair.
Anyway.
But Kit's voice was always egotistical, but... Self-righteous. It was like if Richard Dawkins told you to do something. It's like, okay. Or Stephen Hawking. Someone who you know is intelligent.
Yeah, but in
Danny McBride?
Stephen Hawkins.
He would be a good voice of Kit.
A really arrogant sort of, I don't know.
Yeah,
it could work, but I can't help feeling from this that we're going to get a Starsky and Hutch kind of vibe from
or
this.
worse.
Yeah,
we might get Starsky and Hutch was a comedy, whereas this sounds like it might be a parody. Do you know what I thought when I saw it? I thought of Scary Movie type take on Knight Rider.
Okay,
totally over the top, played for laughs.
Oh no, hopefully not.
I hope not. But with those actors, you never know.
Yeah. Oh god, no, hopefully not. That just sounds awful.
Let's move on.
So yeah, Danny McBride. Right, okay.
We might get upset otherwise.
We're going to take a quick break here at the minute. Thank you very much to your wife, by the way, whose birthday it was and who supplied us with some lovely, very lovely.
Yes, lovely cake, which was Christmas cake because it's her birthday. We're
birthday
eating
cake.
it now
Because
we're professional.
Have I any left? Oh no, I've eaten all mine.
I've got some left. It better
What?
be there. Yes, I've got a little mouth, purdy mouth. Squeal, little piggy.
Easy. Good lord.
Hey, do you know what we got told tonight by the presenter that was on before us?
Yes, what?
What did we get told? That we sound professional.
Yes. He does the best.
What a good act. Darren Brown produces us.
Yes.
Well, he hypnotises people.
Sounded a bit weird.
Excuse me, do you mind not farting while I'm saving the world?
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you going to call? Well, the police, of course. Following the nerd, we kill the cliché that just won't stay dead.
And we're back. Right, okay, yes, this is Sham 2.4 FM, you're Following the Nerd. You can get us on Facebook at facebook.com/Following the Nerd. You can tweet us at Nerd Following for all the latest news, reviews, and interviews. Anywhere. You can go to followingthenerd.com. This week we have actually got an interview going up on Saturday with Jim Russ, I believe the actor's name is. He played Tuvok in Star Trek Voyager.
Nice.
So that'll be up on Saturday. Right, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to try and get tonight's guests on Skype. Let me see. I tell you what we'll do is we'll try and call them now and see if we can't. No, you see, I hate Skype because it's showing us being offline right now. So, give me 2 seconds. We are, of course, trying to get Rich and Lesley, who are behind the documentary based on Ghostwatch. Remember the old the Halloween night Ghostwatch? Do you remember that? You don't remember it. But we talked a bit about it earlier on.
Yeah.
It was the original Blair Witch. It was the first
mockumentary of its time.
Mockumentary, yeah.
Or maybe the second, actually.
Okay, well,
War of the Worlds.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair argument.
But this was the first TV one,
Yes.
potentially. And you were right, it was called Pipes. It was in the shared bedroom of the characters Kim and Suzanne Early. It was the ghost
two
that the
little
girls
girls.
saw.
Yeah, now we're going to play a clip very, very soon, actually from the show, which is, now we must remind people while we play this that this is purely fiction, okay? Don't be thinking that this is a real phone-in or anything else. It's a little ghoulish, it's a little grotesque.
Well, that said, if we don't come back on air, please do come and find us.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Well, actually, you know what we'll do? We've actually got the call coming in right now. Let's see if we can't. Hello, you're through to Shine FM.
Hello,
Hi, is that Rich?
that is. Hello, how you doing?
Not too bad, Rich. You're talking to Marc and Jay as well.
Nice one.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay. I'm very well. I'm enjoying the show.
Okay, thank you very much. It's great to have you on. The problem was we had a contact from Lesley as well, so I was trying to contact her, but obviously you guys were on a different Skype, so I think that was why there was some confusion. It's really good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Now, we were just talking a little bit, obviously you guys know a wee bit more about this than we do. We were talking a wee bit about Ghostwatch itself. Originally aired in 1992, is that right? Halloween 1992?
Yeah, Halloween night, October 31st, at 9:25 p.m. if I recall.
And it went on, it was a good couple of hours, wasn't it? It went on to near midnight, didn't it?
It was an hour and a half actually.
Oh, right, it seemed longer, okay. I think that was just my memory of being terrified at an early age. Now, we're going to, as I said there, we're going to play a little clip later on. I'm sure you know the clip I'm talking about. It's whenever someone phones in, he believes he knows who Pipes might actually be. It's a phone-in call.
Sure.
And, I have to be honest, it was just when I was researching the show, I'd sort of, as I say, I did see it originally. I had a lot of memories of it, but it was only when I watched it, this was cutting-edge stuff. This was dark stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It was. I think it was. It was in the planning for about certainly the mid to late 80s, and it went through lots of different iterations. And originally it was going to be a 6-part series, and it was dark for the time. I think if I recall, there was a show, a BBC drama called Edge of Darkness that Martin Campbell directed, and that was. It was. I think that was the suggestion that Steve Volk, who wrote it, his agent actually said to him, the BBC are becoming more receptive to this kind of intense drama, and also it had supernatural undertones and all this kind of stuff. It's really good. You should check it out if you haven't already. And that's how the idea came about, as I understand it, to do a series. And the oft-told tale from Steve and Lesley, who I certainly hope we're going to get a chance to speak to tonight, is that basically the BBC just said, we don't want to do another series like this. But there was an opportunity to do a one-off because there was a department called Screen One that was headed by people like Ruth Baumgarten, Richard Brooke, and they had these drama slots that were available. And basically, Ruth just turned to Steve, and I think Lesley was just getting involved at that point, and basically said, well, look, we can't do a 6-parter. Why don't we just do your last episode, which was going to be the first 5, kind of like a Roger Cook, Annika Rice type teaming up with. It was kind of like a skeptic and a believer teaming up. One was an investigative journalist, and the other was a real, die-hard believer. And they were going to be investigating, in a conventional drama, these haunted occurrences. I think one was going to be in a tower block, and they were all going to revolve around this family. And then in the final episode, episode 6, that was going to be the live show that they were gathering material for. So the suggestion was, well, why don't we just do that? Why don't we just do that one live one-off? We can cram all of this into, we can have people phone in, actors, and, and all the exposition can be delivered in a rather unique way. And that's one of the things that, certainly in my experience working on Behind the Curtains and everything, it's very easy to just say the word hoax when you think of Ghostwatch, but actually it is a drama, fundamentally. It's just not a drama that you're necessarily going to be expecting, It's the same machinations, if you like. It's just, a different different method of getting it out there, getting that story out there.
Absolutely. I just should say as well, I said earlier on that it was hosted by Michael Aspel. I meant to say Michael Parkinson.
Parkinson,
yeah,
yes. Interestingly, that a lot of people say that was because I think Michael Aspel did a show on ITV called Strange But True, which was very similar to Ghostwatch, in so much as it was dramatic reenactments and, very peculiar stories. I think it was a forerunner to 40 in TV with Lionel Fanthorpe. That was Channel 4 even later. So it was the beginning of a trend, if you like.
Now, I've got Lesley here. I'm going to add her into the conversation now in a little minute. But Rich, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to play this clip that I have been talking about. Maybe can you tell us a wee bit about the clip, or do you want us just to go into the audio?
Well, I'm assuming that this is a clip towards the end of the show, which is a guy who, sadly, the actor is no longer living, if I recall, and it's. I think that Steve Volt talks about it being the equivalent, the dramatic narrative equivalent of somebody that you listen to who's got a really scary story around the campfire.
Yes.
And of course, there isn't a campfire, there's only a fireplace in the studio, so that's as close as you're going to get. But yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah,
this is pretty cool, scary stuff. Rich, can I ask you just to turn down your mic, and then we'll give you a shout back after the audio, so about 3 minutes.
Sure.
So again, I have to remind anyone that's listening to the show right now, this is, of course, from the drama Ghostwatch, so don't be worrying and thinking that you're listening to some sort of call-in show here. You're not. It does get a little ghoulish, it's a little scary, but it was done purely for entertainment. But yeah, this is kind of gruesome stuff.
Thanks. We're in a scary, isolated recording studio on our own in the dark.
Jay, you're such a girl. Okay, right. We'll be back just after this.
Doctor. Hello, your name is?
I don't want to give my name, but I think I have some information for you about the history of the house.
Well, what do you know about it?
Well, we've been into all that. We've got the deeds and searches going back to the year it was built, and the history of the site as far as the Doomsday Book and the ley lines.
Do you know Mr. and Mrs. Sellers?
Yes, they're on our list of tenants. They lived there in the 60s, I think.
Did you know they sublet a room?
No, I didn't know that.
Being illegal, it wouldn't be on the official records. The lodger was their nephew, Raymond Tunstall.
How do you know him? Why are you calling, sir?
I worked as a social worker when he came out of psychiatric hospital. He had several convictions for molestation, aggravated abuse, abduction of minors. He should never have been let anywhere near any community. He was a very disturbed man, in my opinion.
In what way?
From the time he moved to Foxhill Drive, he developed paranoid fantasies. He used to tell me there was a woman on the inside of his body, taking over his thoughts and actions, making him do things he didn't want to do. He started to wear dresses. The delusions got so bad, there was only one way to escape them. He took his own life. That's why I called. When I was sitting here watching the TV and...
Hello? Are you still there? If you are, please go on. Hello?
Tunstall hanged himself. He tied wire around his neck to a lathe and switched it on. Did it where he kept his tools, under the stairs. His aunt and uncle were on holiday. It was 12 days before anybody found him. They heard the cats screaming. He had about a dozen cats. The cats were locked in, of course. And of course, 12 days, they got hungry. They got to work on his face.
Mr... I'm sure what you say is true. We've no reason to disbelieve you, but in order to substantiate...
He's gone, Doctor. He's hung up. Sorry, but that's the way it is. He's gone. Ah, dear. What is?
I mean, what happened on that spot, how many terrible things have...
Oh, this has got to be nonsense, Doctor.
Before Tunstall, before Mother Seddons, way back, maybe into prehistory.
Oh, nonsense. I mean, no more calls, please. Also, our switchboard's jammed. We've been inundated with hoaxes.
The Rosenheim poltergeist affected a telephone exchange, rang up endless bills, misdirected calls.
Or no poltergeist.
They're seeing it now, for God's sake. Don't close the lines. We need to know what's happening out there.
You're the expert. What is happening out there?
I don't know.